Hi, thanks for spending time with me today. We're looking at number 20 in Nathan Ost's 21 Lip Flexibilities for trumpet. These are getting very difficult now. I just recorded number 21, and there are similar problems in this one, but they're a little bit different. So I'm going to, again, this is too difficult for me to play and give you a good demonstration right now. I'm going to show you the tempo, and again, this is in 6/8. So I'm going to try and play that tempo, which I think I might be able to do at the beginning. You know, I just freaked myself out because I said, wait a minute, I can actually play this at this tempo. Let me check it. I'm a little bit under tempo. So I'm going to do it with the metronome now. So now I'm rushing. Now I'm scampering about a little bit. I took a tempo that was doable and more comfortable, and that's a wise thing to do. Whatever tempo you take, find the groove. And that's why I put it in 2. Now here's another example. With 6/8 and some other meters, you can feel it in different ways. And a lot of it has to do with the way the music is written. Now these are barred as you look at the notation. These are barred in groups of 6. So it's 6 16th notes and then another group of 6 16th notes, which makes 6 8th notes. And these look like they should be in groups of 3. So I'm going to feel it now in 3. No, that's in 2. Da 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 ya da 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 da. Yeah, so I'm going to feel it as if it's triplets. Okay, it's still a little skittery, but that feels better. I'm starting to feel the groove. Now, if you can't do it at that tempo, obviously, if I can't do it at that tempo, I'm going to slow it down. And I would right here because I'm starting to get tight. And when physical tension gets into the system, you're not cultivating the right things. You're cultivating an expectation of difficulty when you're playing. And you don't want that to be there. You want it to be like, oh, this is fun. It's flowing, it's dancing, and so forth. And the main thing about this one that I find to be difficult, and like I say, I haven't practiced this to the point where I can actually perform it for you. But the first 3 lines are fine. And you can see, well, that I could do that. You know, I could work that out. And then the last line presents a problem, and it sneaks up on you. At least this was my reaction. So I'm going to play the last line, which is starting at bar 12. So you're covering a lot of range, and it's moving rather quickly. Again, our tempo. So you have to navigate the turns in the road rather rapidly. So if you're thinking of the individual notes, if you're trying to play the individual notes, you're going to tend to get too stiff. So it doesn't matter what tempo I'm playing, I'm always trying to get that feeling of flow. In this case, I'm feeling 1 da 2 and 1 and 2 and. And I'm also, as I mentioned in episode 21, if I put these in order, then you'll hear that later if you're following the series. You need to be careful not to set up for the low register or not to set up for the high register. What do I mean? Well, he lulls you into this because every single line in the piece So I'm down to the A, and that's not a particularly good A. I need to let it open up. Then in this second line, I'm going down to the low A. On the third line, and if you're being attentive to the quality of the sound, then it might bother you. You might feel that G is a little bit stuffy. I need to let it open up. To get a nice, fat, warm, focused, resonant sound, you know what your voice can sound like. Here's the problem. In trying to get that sound in the low register, which you might have been working on all the way through, you can unknowingly put yourself out of position to play the upper register. So there's a way that I practice this, and it's strange, so please bear with me here. I find it to be very powerful. It works very well for me, but it is annoying. So, like I said, bear with me. Bar 12, you're starting basically on the low G. And if it's not working well, you might do something like, drop your jaw. This isn't wrong. It's just a compensation to reduce the amount of compression in your embouchure so that you can play with greater vibration in the low register. That's okay. But the problem is we tend to get stuck in a certain position. And then as we go up, we've all had that feeling of we're reaching for the high note. We think maybe we're too tired or we don't have enough strength. It's actually more likely that we're out of position. So this is the way I remedy it. I let myself find the good spot in the low register. And then I try and carry into the upper register with just support and supple focus in the chops, no forcing. Now, a lot of times that doesn't work because for trumpet players, we almost have a built-in reflex that when we go higher and play louder, for that matter, and sometimes when we're articulating, we tend to force the air more than we need to instead of relying on the momentum in the flow of the air. We're relying on pressure and force in the air. And what that does is it puts a lot more stress on our chops, and then they get tight, they don't vibrate as well, and then we start squeezing more in order to keep the lips together as the air is trying to blow them apart, and you see, now you've gotten yourself into a kind of a vicious cycle. And this happens to all trumpet players. So the key is actually very simple. You're just trying to keep the vibrating area of the lips free to vibrate and support it enough at the same time so that when you start to really blow that air freely for the upper register, that you're not choking or pinching the airstream. Any experienced trumpet player knows this is true. The trick is finding out how to train yourself to do this properly. And that I will have to leave for a completely other time to talk about, because there are a lot of the physical issues that I would like to get into and ways to solve these problems. But I really don't have time to get into it today, so maybe later. What's my little trick? I'm going to start on the D. Now that seems a little bit crazy, but if you can't play the D to begin with, so I'm just choking, pressing, squeezing. So that's hard. So I'm going to work up to it. Now when I can sustain the note and not feel like there's physical strain involved, it might be challenging. I might have to really concentrate. I might not be able to do it for very long. But if I can sustain the note, then this is what I'm going to try and do. I'm playing it backwards. So now it completely changes in my brain. It's like this isn't the same music. It's completely different. The shape is different. All I've done is reverse it, but the shape of what I need to do, the road that I'm following there, that I'm blowing, is totally different. And that's good because it's the same skill and it should work in both directions. So I know this is crazy, and one thing that helps me with it is, well, the D is actually a pickup. So if I go dee da dee da and I'm playing the individual notes, it really doesn't work. But if I play dee da da dum, dee da da dee da dee, then it starts to make sense. Now I've worked my way back down to the low G. And I can feel, well, it's not great. I'm using a little too much pressure. Where'd that come from? Well, I was straining a little bit in the upper register. I had to use a little bit too much pressure in the upper register, and now I'm kind of locked into that. So it's this flexibility of flow that you're looking for. And I hope you can feel some of these things. Now, if you don't, this is pretty extreme. So even if you're not doing something as extreme, even if you're playing something as simple as just a 1 octave scale or arpeggio, it's exactly the same principle. Here it becomes obvious, and we do the best we can. But when you're just practicing your scales and your arpeggios, if you're trying to equalize the register, and you play them both down as well as playing them up, and you realize that it's a continuity, it's a flow, like you know, as a skier, like carving a turn, right? That feeling of carving a turn. I was just riding my bike today and had fun going around some corners at a very steep angle. And it's risky, yeah, I know. I'm not supposed to do that because I'm old, but it's fun. It's that feeling of you feel a force is flowing. And that's exactly what you're looking for here. So now I know you're all inspired, I hope. And so go practice, but don't abuse yourself. Take this in small doses and build slowly toward your ultimate goals. And I'll see you later on, hopefully when you have a little bit of time. Have a great day. Bye-bye.